Welcome to Froebel Stories.
It was a rainy Saturday afternoon when Lily decided to explore the attic of her old house. The dimly lit space smelled of dust and memories, and every corner seemed to hold a forgotten story. As she rummaged through boxes of faded photographs and moth-eaten clothes, her eyes fell on a peculiar object buried under a pile of old newspapers. It was a clock, small, round, and made of tarnished gold, with intricate engravings of swirling patterns and tiny stars on its surface. The hands of the clock were frozen at 3:15, and a tiny key was wedged into its side. Curious, Lily gave the key a twist. As soon as she did, the clock began to tick. Then, everything around her went completely still. The raindrops hung suspended outside the attic window. The rustling leaves froze mid-sway. Even the sound of her own breathing seemed to vanish. Lily clutched the clock tightly, her heart racing. This stops time," she whispered to herself. Over the next few days, Lily experimented with her newfound treasure. She used the clock to pause time when she forgot her homework, giving herself extra minutes to scribble down answers. She stopped time during dodgeball, slipping past her opponents to score winning points. A tea first. It felt thrilling. But then, Lily began to notice the cracks in her perfect plan. One day, during a big math test, Lily froze time to double-check her answers. As she walked around the still classroom, she noticed her best friend, Mia, biting her lip nervously over her blank page. For the first time, Lily realized how unfair it was. While she could freeze time and fix her mistakes, everyone else was struggling to do their best. Another time, she paused a fight between two of her classmates, thinking she could stop their argument forever. But when she restarted time, the fight continued as though nothing had happened. The turning point came on the day of her school's big talent show. Lily had practiced her piano piece for weeks, but felt a wave of nerves before stepping on stage. Just as her name was called, she reached for the clock to pause time and calm herself down. But when she wound the key, nothing happened. The clock's hands didn't move, and its magic seemed to have faded. Panicked, Lily realized she had no choice but to play. As she sat at the piano, her hands trembled. She stumbled over the first few notes but kept going. Slowly, her confidence grew. By the end of the song, the audience erupted into applause. Later that night, Lily sat on her bed, holding the now silent clock. She thought about all the times she had used it to avoid mistakes and challenges. "Maybe it's okay to make mistakes," she said softly. "Maybe that's how I learn." The next day, Lily tucked the clock back into the attic where it belonged. Life wasn't perfect, but it didn't need to be. She realized that facing challenges head-on made her stronger, braver, and more ready for the next adventure. And from that day forward, Lily didn't need the clock to stop time because she was ready to make every moment count.